Tonight we are back to this bed we made, and I don't know how much more of the game we have to play, but we'll see. We'll see if it is something we can finish in a couple hours, or is there gonna need to be another episode of this. So okay, I was just kind of waiting for my connection to correct itself, and I think we're good. One thing I wanted to draw attention to is the fact that there hasn't been any actual murder in this murder mystery. I talked about this last time, and I've even started thinking, like, is anybody actually murdered in this game? Is it just kind of a mystery that you're trying to figure out, but there's no actual murder? Because I was kind of sold on this it being a murder mystery. Like, the description of the game mentions murder. Anyway, but also I want to show the poster of the game. Let me bring it up here. Now, take a look at the poster. If you look at it, you see this imagery. It's obviously very evocative of, like, murder. Because she's mopping this trail of blood. I don't know if she's mopping up the trail of blood or if the blood is coming from the mop. Regardless, that's blood. That's definitely blood. And to me, if you're gonna put a trail of blood in your game poster, then you probably might want to have some blood in the game, you know, some misadventures for some of the characters vis-a-vis death, is what I would think. And it even looks like the door itself, if you look at it, is meant to evoke, like, blood. I don't know if there's supposed to be blood on the door. It kind of looks like it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, hopefully. All right, let's get into it. Where did we leave off? What were we going to use plaster? Oh, yeah, we're going to make a copy of the key. Getting crafty. Oh, well, I guess she didn't say she was going to make a copy of the key, but I just assumed that's what she was going to do with plaster and candles. Or something along those lines. Plaster shouldn't be hard to find in a hotel that's undergoing renovations. I walk by bags of the stuff every day. I'll start with that, then see about getting some candles. I think at the end of the hallway there, probably. I want to throw that away. I'm just kind of listening to the background noises. Interesting. We've got all the doors open. That looks like plaster.
Great. This takes care of half of this little scavenger hunt. As for the candles, doesn't Rebecca keep some in her locker downstairs? I can probably find the rest of what I need in the basement.
All right, let's head to the basement. That was the fastest elevator ride ever.
Candles, candles, candles. I think Rebecca keeps a stash of them, but where?
I ever look in my own locker? There. What's that? Oh. Is that Anne? I don't see any candles. Rebecca, the VIP guest in room 602 is getting on my nerves. He keeps ordering food that's not on the menu. We don't usually do special orders, but Bernard was adamant that we make all of his wishes come true. Do I look like a goddamn genie? That's not even the worst of it, though. Every night he barges in the kitchen as if he was at home, asking for meat for his precious little terriers. Who feeds dogs $4 roast beef? I can't even afford $4 roast beef for myself. Bobby. I wonder if the guest is Mr. Weston.
So you do have a stash of candles, but where is it?
Rebecca, the kitchen is out of power again, and I can barely see a thing. Bernard wants us to continue working, but I'm not risking chopping off my fingers for that blowhard. Didn't you start hoarding candles since the last power outage? I remember you saying you never wanted to be caught in the dark basement again. Where's your stash? It's urgent. Please. Bobby. Anything else I can look at? Like, I want to know what all these things are, but I can't interact with them. Minty drops? It looks like, oh, what is that candy called? The mint candy? Oh, man. It'll come to me.
Maybe Bobby took some candles from Rebecca already.
It's my locker.
All right, we're getting somewhere.
Oh, that's where I put the tips
Now,
from
to resist the temptation
from
to
Anne.
spend it on a burger at Harry's.
Whatever her name is. So she's saving up her pennies to go to Paris, I guess. Ariadne's legacy. Yeah, I guess I already looked at this stuff. Yeah, I read that stuff already. Oops.
Wait, is this you, Beth? What on earth led to this picture being taken? Is that a live alligator? I think I'd die on the spot. Is that a live alligator? I think I'd die on the spot.
Is that the only thing I could comment on? I guess so.
Didn't I find one of these in Anne's room too?
Yes, you did.
The White Cat must be a popular spot.
I think it's a lesbian bar.
Are you looking to buy land? I know you grew up on a farm. Maybe you're looking to get back to nature.
Land for sale. 72 acres of fertile land. The auction starts April 17th. A gemstone of land has become available for you to acquire near the municipality of Farnham and on the riverfront of the Yamaska River. This gorgeous and ready-to-be cleared land is lacking only one thing, an owner. Discover the true meaning of nature. A land filled with all the resources you'll need to build a home for your family and earn a more than decent living raising cattle or exploiting its large wooded area. Only a few hours drive away from major cities such as Montreal or Saint Jean. I don't know how they pronounce that in Quebec. Freedom is at your fingertips. Auction held at Rhodes Brothers Auctioneers. Rhodes Brothers Auctioneers, truly yours since 1899. Anything else I can look at?
It's locked. Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie.
It's Linda's office. Andrew's Book Club. Let's talk about books and stuff over a nice cup of coffee. Where? The Corner Cafe. When? Thursday, 7 p.m. Why? Why not? For more details, please contact. To all employees, as you are probably aware, Valentine's Day is upon us, and we are almost completely booked for the weekend. Did I already read this? It seems familiar. Yeah, I think I looked at these. Sometimes it's hard to... Yeah. I don't remember reading the book club thing, though. Oh, so maybe that is Wendy in that torn picture. My apologies if I've already looked at some of this stuff before. Yeah, I think that's Wendy.
My keys are still in the break room.
Wonder if I can get in there now. I can. Well, I gotta find the candles first. Sorry, I had to adjust my mouse here.
The way they look at each other, you can tell it's the real deal.
Regular rockets? Suppositories? Maybe?
Off limits.
No candles. There's a map.
No candles, but this looks like the laundry room.
So he's hidden the candles in the laundry room.
Have I checked the break room? I think I left my keys there during my break.
Where are you going? What do you want? Are you here to apologize? Apologize? I'm not the one who should be apologizing. You're such an idiot. I can't believe that I fell in love with you. Wait. What? I want my mother's ring back.
Oh no.
There.
Trouble in paradise. I wonder what's going on. Thought it was the real deal. Have you heard there's a famous movie director staying in 602? Jay. Yes, I was there when he checked in. I don't know who he is, but he must be pretty important because Bernard was almost licking his boots. He even let the man bring his dogs into the hotel. Is he shooting a picture in Montreal? I've heard he's here on a scout, but I'm not sure what it means. Maybe he's making a picture on Boy Scouts. Do you think he'll shoot in the hotel? I hope he does. Imagine, we could meet famous actors like James Dean. Let's hope the director has supernatural powers because Dean is very much dead. What? James Dean is dead? On the back of Andrew's book club flyer. Newspaper.
I don't always get fashion, but these are fun to look at. When half the pages haven't been cut out.
I like how stuff in French, when you toggle plain text, it translates it. I'm not going to take the time to read that one. Where's my keys?
Gotta hold on to these tight.
Oh. Master key. Do not lose. Hey. Oh, come on. Whoever keeps stealing my lunch, I want my Tupperwares back. Susan. So, is Bobby stealing Susan's Tupperware? Because there was a bunch of Tupperware in his locker. I like that they have this, a lot of this, I think it's called Fire King. This kind of green jadeite, cups and bowls and things like that. Glassware. That's the word I was trying to think of, glassware. I think I have a couple of jadeite Fire King mugs somewhere. Just seeing if there's anything here I can interact with. Wonder what this room is in here that Jacques and Wendy hang out at. Oh. That's funny. I kind of forgot where it indicated those candles would be.
Ooh, is this a movie script?
In a northwesterly direction. That is a terrible title. Needs more murders. I agree. This game needs more murders. And killer tornado? Question mark. Why cut the scene inside the nose? Best part of the script. There's a scene inside a nose? See if James Stewart is available. Why is this down here? What is this a list of? Just things people left in rooms? And why are some of them crossed out?
It would make sense for Rebecca to keep her candles by her workstation.
Thought there was a... Ah, there we go. Here's the candles.
Stash uncovered. Reb, you won't mind if I just take one, right? Got a candle. Now, what next?
I want to go in this room. What next, indeed?
Let's see if Beth is around. Mr. VIP is really getting to Bobby.
Rebecca, I confess I'm about to commit murder. Well, it would be about time. I don't care who he is, how rich he is, how famous he is, The VIP guest in 602 is a goddamn psycho. He ordered room service this morning, but somehow the plates got mixed up and he received eggs instead of pancakes. It happens, right? Well, the man rushed to the kitchen in a frenzy and yelled at us for 10 minutes straight, saying eggs are disgusting and he hates them. I should have told him he's disgusting and I hate him. I thought of spitting in his next meal, but before leaving he swore he'd never order anything from our kitchen again. Without the shadow of a doubt, this is the worst establishment I have ever visited, he said in his pompous accent. If he ever sends his clothes downstairs to be cleaned, can you be a good friend and stitch all of his pockets? Any other form of sabotage would do too. I know you're creative. Just be careful not to arouse too much suspicion.
There you are.
I'm not sure I understand what the plan is here.
Well, when I was little, we had padlocks on many of the farm's sheds. My dad would always lose the keys, so one day he made a mold of them using wax and plaster. I was thinking of doing the same.
Are you sure it's gonna work?
Absolutely not. But hey, I guess we won't know until we try.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's do this. Okay, to start, we need to pour the wax from the pot.
Oh, I get to do it.
Have you done this before? You're a real pro. Now, time to put the key into the wax. Let's give it a few seconds, so the mold really
Hold
takes
on.
form.
That's not what's next.
Okay, I think you can remove it. Well, we're almost there. Just pour the cup of plaster into the mold. All right. Now we wait for it to dry.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
I don't know. I guess we'll keep poking it every now and then.
I bet you didn't think you'd be making a plaster key today, huh?
Indeed. But I like it. It's rare that this job allows me to use my creative side.
Your creative side.
Well, granted, this key won't end up in any museum, but I enjoy the occasional artistic endeavor.
Like posing with alligators?
How do you know about that?
Oh, I think it must have slipped out of your locker
Oh,
because
she's such
I
a
saw
liar.
this picture of you in a long white dress and
Oh my, you did? What did you think of it?
I loved it, actually. It was unique, I guess. Artistic?
Yeah. Those pictures were taken by a very close friend of mine a few years back. Ziva Rivers was her name. Earth-shattering talent, but a bit too controversial for most people's sensibilities.
Oh. Are you still friends?
No, we went our separate ways. It's a shame. She really captured me. My essence.
Your essence is to tame alligators?
My essence is to fear nothing.
Yeah, I can tell. I really admire that about you.
I'm sure under that sweet exterior, you're pretty fearless too. Haven't you ever done something really scary? I mean, other than snooping on a potential creep.
Does sailing count?
Excuse me? You sail? On a boat?
I used to, with my grandpa. But when he died, we had to sell the boat to pay off his debts.
Doesn't she
that's
mean
too
a
bad.
boot?
I would have loved to go with you.
No, it's a boat.
Maybe it'd be possible to borrow a boat for a day. I think one of Grandpa's friends still has his.
Really? That would be great. I just love trying new things.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey, look. I think it's dry.
I can't believe it worked. I could not have done this without you.
Yeah, probably not. Well, I should get back upstairs before Bernard notices my absence, if he hasn't already. Let me know how it goes with the key. Oh, and be careful while turning it, okay? You wouldn't want it to break inside the lock.
Yeah, I'll be careful. Thank you for everything.
No problem.
The achievement is team building exercise.
I've got 2 keys. Now, let's test them out.
I wonder if not cleaning that would have done anything. Had any kind of effect. What's this?
Tempting, but every penny adds up, Sophie. It's locked.
Wait, where am I going? I thought that was the way out. It's this way. It's 507, right? Should I be closing all these doors? Probably. I still want to know how to get into Marcella's. Greta. It was a 4-letter word that would get into her case. It was on her bed.
Be careful, Sophie. You don't want this key to break.
Oh, it makes it a little hard or something. All right, how do I do this carefully? Careful. Careful. This is really, really wrong, but
Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. These two sure love their riddles.
in Atlanta, I noticed yours was pretty worn down, so I decided to buy you a new one. I hope you like it, and since you enjoy them so much, here's a little puzzle to figure out the combination. 2 5-letter words are the key, both related to our history. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. From the first one, take the first 2. From the last one, take the last 2. Unlike my favorite bar, the bar was the white cat. And the alliterative name, I'm pretty sure.
There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't think I've looked at everything yet.
I hope you get better. Try to rest today. I will bring you hot soup after class. M. M is Marcella, I'm sure. Sure of it.
Huh. Marcella invited you to the movies.
Oh, I guess she already knows
Let me
that.
guess. You said yes.
The Postman Always Rings Twice is playing at Lowe's Theater tonight. It's based on a novel I read a while back. I'm sure you would love it, seeing as you like crime stories and murders so much. Nothing creepy about that. Will you come with me? M. On movie tickets, Lowe's Theater, Montreal, Canada, 25 cents. Admit one. I can barely listen to Sister Miller's lecture today. In secret language. All I do is look at your lips and imagine kissing you. I can't wait for tonight. No comment on that, Sophie? August 11, 1946. Dear Anne, I have just heard Doris Day on the radio, and it made me think of you. I know how much you love Sentimental Journey, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Last time I was in Texas, it felt like coming home. Now, strangely, I feel away from home. I wish you were here with me. I always feel at home in your arms. I can hardly believe it has been 5 weeks since we last saw each other. Sometimes I wonder if I might be going crazy. You are always in my head. Everything reminds me of you. Not only songs on the radio, but silly things like the flowers in our garden that smell of your shampoo, or when people saying the word darling, and I can hear you say it with your lovely French accent. I'm not going to try that. My family seems to have noticed my odd behavior, but of course I cannot tell them about you, even though I wish I could. I feel like climbing on the roof of the tallest building in Austin and shouting my feelings for you at the top of my lungs. God, I sound like a giddy teenager in love for the very first time. Maybe I am. Sometimes I am scared that all this time with you was nothing but a dream too good to be true. I am afraid that when I return to Montreal, I will realize you never existed, or if you do exist, you don't remember me. I wish I had a picture of the two of us, so I would know for sure it was real. I long for your embrace and the taste of your sweet lips. I love you, M. So, basically, Marcella got Hector to have their... not honeymoon. Is it honeymoon? Are they married already? I was thinking of... yeah, I guess they're married already. I was thinking about the other room where the people were on the bridal shower. Bridal getaway? Whatever. But she got them to come here on their honeymoon so she could track down Anne. Anne looks very boyish in this picture. Does she have short hair or is it just pulled back? It looks short. Looks like it's cut short. Well, that doesn't mean anything. December 29th, 1947. Dear Anne, I am sorry it took me so long to answer your last letter. Has it been 6 months already since I left Montreal? As you always say, le temps passe si vite. I don't know how to say that right. I wonder how long has it been? This is 47 and this is 58, so it's been like 10 years. My parents are glad I am done with my studies. They always thought it was a strange idea for me to go to university. Now they want me to find a husband and have children like any other woman. I think I will. These past few months, I had a lot of time to reflect on our relationship. You know my feelings for you, and I hope you never forget how much I love you. But we cannot hide our heads in the sand any longer. We were lucky our story lasted as long as it did, and foolish to think it would last forever. Our love is forbidden, and hiding it from my family is proving more and more difficult every day. You will always have a special place in my heart, but I believe it is time for us to go our separate ways. You made me feel like a teenager. You made everything but the present disappear. Now I need to be an adult and think about the future. Sincerely, M. But she came back. Is there... What is this? Is it a music box? Like... It almost looks like there's a crank or something on the side here. Peculiar. Oh, I can look at these again, okay. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. I assume that's supposed to say white. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. Greta is not alliterative. Maybe this is a cat collar, not a dog collar.
A cat named Greta. G-R.
I don't quite understand the clue, though. Unlike my favorite bar, which I assume is the white cat, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. So Greta is a black cat, so I think that's supposed to be white. So WHGR, I assume. I'm just gonna leave this key in there. It must be a music box, but I can't interact with that crank.
That riddle's a toughie. Maybe I need a fresh pair of eyes on it.
Clarington Hotel reception desk. Beth speaking.
Hey, Beth. Got a minute?
For you, always, Bean.
I opened the chest in room 507.
You did? Damn, I have to admit I didn't really believe in our little plaster key, but way to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised as well. It's quite sturdy.
So, spill it. What's in the chest?
A riddle.
A riddle?
I think it was written by Mrs. Beaumont for Mrs. Cruz. And I think the answer will give me the combination for a case I found in room 509. I could use your help with it, though.
Oh, God, I hate riddles. Well, let's hear it. Which part is causing you trouble?
Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Do you know what this could mean?
You said Mrs. Beaumont wrote the riddle, right?
Yeah, but I have no idea what her favorite bar is.
I think I do.
Really? How?
That's a story for another time. But if I had to bet, I'd put my money on the white cat.
The white cat. I think I get it.
Well, that wasn't too hard, was it? Is there anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Don't mention it. I'm just glad I could be of some help. Call me after you've opened that case.
You know I will.
I wonder if I had to talk to Beth to solve the riddle. Because I'd already figured it out, but... Oh.
Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. These two sure love their riddles.
Oh, W's not an option. Is that... It's an A, right? Maybe I don't get it.
I should wait till I have more to report before calling Beth.
Said take the first two letters from each word, right? From the first one, take the first two. From the last one, take the last two. That doesn't make any sense. Take the first two. It must not be white.
I should wait till I have more to report before calling Beth. A cat named Greta. G.R. A cat named Greta. G.R.
Her alliterative name will surely take you back. Alliterative. Greta's not alliterative. Alliterative. Doris Day. Gris. Okay. Duh. So Greta was the answer to the first clue. Typewriter? And by the way, I think there's some papers back here. My thoughts that the child was Marcella's was all wrong. I don't think that's the case anymore.
That novelist, Bridget Boswell, is actually you, Marcella?
Oh, she's the one that writes the lesbian fiction. Dear Marcella, or should I say Bridget, you know I prefer a good old crime story, but last week I came upon a romance novel with an intriguing title, and they were roommates. I bought it on an impulse I thought it was a little coincidental that it was about them being roommates. I bought it on impulse at a train station and read it from cover to cover during the journey. Okay, hold on. Are you trying to tell me that in 1958 you could buy lesbian erotica in a train station? Huh. Maybe that's a Canadian thing. Maybe Canada was more progressive than the US, what I imagine the US was. Can you imagine my surprise when I recognized our story? You may have changed the names and locations, but all of our moments are there. Our endless discussions in the dorm room, Our first date at the theater, our trip to Quebec City. You often said writers are thieves, but I never fully understood until now. It has been almost 10 years since I received your last letter. The letter that painted our relationship as nothing more than a summer fling. At first, I could not believe you had written those words. Then I waited in vain for your answer and had to accept your love for me had never been real. For many years I was broken-hearted, angry, confused. I questioned the nature of our feelings, of our attraction, and made many wrong decisions. But this book, your book, am I foolish to think it's proof that you really loved me? In any case, I hope you are well, and I am happy to see you accomplished your dream of becoming a writer. Très sincèrement. Sincèrement. Very sincerely, A. March.
Oh, Anne. Murder might be a bit much, but you deserve some kind of justice.
Finally, some murder. I didn't expect you to reply to my letter, but I'm happy to see I was wrong. Your words have comforted me in a time of great distress. If only Louis was half the man you say Hector is. Is it Louis or Louis? I assumed it was Louis because of the whole French thing, but we'll just go with that. If only Louis was half the man you say Hector is. He is quite a temper and hits me frequently. I am willing to put up with it as long as he doesn't hurt Michael, but there are some days when it becomes almost unbearable. The other day, I dreamt of our first date. We were watching The Postman Only Rings Twice again, but suddenly we were in the movie. You were Lana Turner and I was John Garfield, and we were both plotting to kill my husband. I hate to admit it, but I almost hope it was premonitory. I don't know if I've ever seen The Postman Only Rings Twice. Sounds interesting. I love an old mystery. To answer your question, I still have our box. My mother is currently in Atlanta for work, and I was thinking of going to see him with Michael next month. If you are able to meet me there, we could open the box. But she came to Montreal. Oh. I need to sneeze, I think. Do I? I don't know. To answer your question, oh yeah, I already read that part. Next page. We could open the box together and laugh at the silly things we thought important all those years ago. I hope to hear from you soon. Sincerely, A. P.S. Do you remember that secret language we invented so Sister Miller couldn't understand the notes we passed during her class? And then in the secret language, I still do.
I do like a happy ending. I just hope that's where your story is headed.
August 10th, 1957. When was the last one? 56. So they've been communicating for a couple years here. Not sure what month we're in here in 1958. Thank you for sending me a signed version of your latest novel. I think it's your greatest work yet, but I do have a few comments to help make the next one even better. First, I believe Rose should be more concerned with what she deserves than what her husband deserves. He may not deserve the pain she will cause by leaving him. She's talking about her, though. But they both deserve to be happy, and they won't be as long as they remain together, as long as she doesn't listen to her own needs. Also, I think it would be great if your next novel ended on a more positive note. Imagine if Rose left her husband and rode into the sunset with Eve. Imagine if they went to New York or Los Angeles, someplace where people like us are tolerated. Imagine if they got to have their happy ending. It would be the best story ever. I hope you'll consider it. I just have a hard time imagining any form of tolerance in the 50s, but I don't know. Maybe it was more. I think there were probably challenges in New York or Los Angeles, but yeah, definitely it was more probably acceptable as long as you didn't talk about it, I guess. P.S. I know you say invisibility protects us, but don't you just wish to be seen sometimes? Wouldn't you like people to know you are Bridget Boswell? To recognize you on the street? To recognize you for your work? Why not publish your next novel under your own name? Man, she's really encouraging her to put it all out there.
Oh, so you came to Montreal under the pretense of celebrating your wedding anniversary, but all along, you meant to reunite with Anne.
I was right. Dear Marcella, I left the house. I left Louis. Couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't lie anymore. How do you do it? How do you manage to live a double life? Well, she doesn't really live a double life. She's just repressing who she really is. It's not like she's, well, I guess that's kind of like living a double life. But it's not like she's going out and having, extramarital relationships. At least doesn't seem like it. How do you manage to live a double life, to hide your work and your novels from your husband? Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess I should have kept reading. I didn't realize she hid the novels from her husband. I had so much less to hide, and yet Michael and I are staying at the Clarington Hotel until we find a place to stay and the divorce is done. I don't know how long it will take. Could you come and see me in Montreal? I really need you by my side right now. Yes, I wouldn't put it past Louis to scour every hotel guestbook in the region looking for me under his surname, so I registered under the name Beaumont. Aha. Well, I think the detective, or who I assume is a private detective, Mr. Morgan, probably was hired by Louis? That's a theory.
There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't think I've looked at everything yet.
You haven't?
After all this, turns out you're a fan of Bridget? Of Marcella? That's a lot sweeter than I expected.
September 27, 1957. Dear Marcella, although you don't know me, I think I can safely say I'm your biggest fan. Your novels have literally changed my life. After the war, I spent almost 10 years in a psychiatric hospital because of panic attacks. None of the treatments were working and I wasn't getting any better. I became friends with one of the nurses who started lending me books so I could pass the time. I didn't really like the first ones, but then I picked up Bridget Boswell's first novel, your novel. I had never read such a beautiful love story. It almost brought tears to my eyes. I immediately urged the nurse to get me more of your books. Believe it or not, the more I read them, the less panic attacks I had. The doctors thought it was their new medication finally working, but I knew the truth. Your novels gave me the courage to get in contact with Lindsay, a friend from the war. I had always felt for him the same way your characters feel for each other, but I had never dared telling him. Now I have, thanks to you. The thought of seeing him again is what motivated me to get better and leave the hospital. I hope to hear back from him soon. After my discharge, I wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me. I discovered Bridget was a pseudonym, so tracking you down took longer than I thought. Fortunately, I am very patient. I'm a very patient and resourceful man, and I never give up. Do you think we could meet? I have so much more to tell you. Paul. Oh, that's Mr. Morgan, right? Oh.
I'm glad you were able to open up to Marcella like this. Everyone needs someone to talk to.
November 8th, 1957. Dear Marcella, thank you for answering my letter. I realize how unsettling it must have been for you. Please forgive me for tricking your editor into giving me your address. I know I shouldn't have done that. I wanted to thank you as well for your encouraging words concerning Lindsay. I still haven't heard from him, and I'm starting to fear I might have the wrong address. I wish I could take a train to Virginia, but that's not an option right now, as I can barely pay the rent. I guess I will have to find a job. As a kid, I dreamt of being an actor, a Hollywood star. I know it's a foolish dream, but what else can I do? What am I good at? I've tried getting some odd jobs already, but employers turn me down as soon as they learn I've spent the last 10 years of my life. They turn me down as soon as they learn where I've spent the last 10 years of my life. If it continues like this, I will probably end up on the street like so many of my army buddies. Why am I even telling you all this? After reading your books and getting to know you through them, I tend to forget I'm only a stranger to you. I hope you don't mind. You seem to be a good listener, and I've been feeling rather lonely ever since I left the hospital. Anyway, please tell me more about your life, and do not hesitate to write long letters. I must have read your previous one 1,000 times already, Paul. So what is he doing there, and why is he kind of like stalking her? And why is he taking pictures of Sophie? So many questions still.
An advance on my salary. So Marcella hired you. But what for?
So she hired him. I've just received a letter from Lindsay's mother. Oh. I see. She tells me he's dead. Words cannot even begin to describe how empty I feel. He died 2 years ago before I even sent my first letter. He will never know my feelings for him, and I will never know if he could have loved me back. I guess I should have known this would end in pain, just like your novels. I wish I had Lindsay's ability to find beauty everywhere. Even during the war, amidst the death and chaos, he would marvel at the forests of Germany, at the sun, the birds. He loved birds so much, he could identify them just by listening to their song. I have to admit, your proposition took me by surprise. I was hesitant to leave home at first. I was afraid to miss Lindsay's answer, but now there's nothing keeping me here. I'm desperate for anything that will help me forget the pain, but I don't have enough money to make it to Texas. Do you think you could give me an advance on my salary? In spite of everything, I'm really excited to know I'll finally meet you, Paul.
So, let me get this straight. Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz are some kind of star-crossed lovers?
Seems like it, yeah. But I'm not sure whether they chose to meet here just to reconnect for a few days, or if there's something more to it.
Well,
Crisscross.
I may be able to help with that.
Really? How?
Oh, some mail arrived earlier for Mrs. Beaumont.
I wonder what's in it.
We could open it.
I mean, that's kinda illegal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, too late. I've always known I would end up in prison one day.
So?
It's 3 train tickets. And, there's a tourism pamphlet for California.
California.
Well, it makes sense. It's much more progressive there than it is here.
So, Anna and Marcella want to go there to live their love freely.
Progressive.
Anne and Marcella, huh?
This game
Two for
uses
your
a lot of
best
words that I
pals now?
don't think were
Well, after reading
part of
so
the
much of
vernacular
their
back then.
correspondence, I kind of feel like I know them, you know?
Yeah. But what about Mr. Morgan, though? I mean, Paul. How does he fit into all of this?
Turns out he's a big fan of Marcella.
Is she a celebrity or something?
Remember that Pulp Fiction I found in Paul's room? Well, she wrote it under a pseudonym. I think her books gave Paul a chance to get out of his own head while he was staying in a psychiatric hospital.
Huh, I see. He's still kind of a creep, though. Couldn't he have stuck to fan mail? Stalking her like that? That's going too far. And why did he have those pictures of you anyway?
I
Exactly.
guess we'll never know for sure, but I don't think it was ever about me.
It's always been about Anne and Marcella.
Exactly.
Well, it feels a tad anticlimactic, but who
Agreed.
needs drama, right?
At least it made our day pretty interesting.
It sure did. You know, after today, I think I get why you're so interested in the lives our guests lead. I try to forget they exist as soon as I'm done interacting with them. But once in a while, it's nice to remember that, well, even the most put-together person could be an absolute mess on the other side of the door.
What about you? Who is Beth Lambert when no one's looking?
I like to think that with me, what you see is what you get. But maybe an extra Snoopy super sleuth could uncover a few more layers. Maybe ones I didn't even know I had.
Challenge accepted.
Come see me when your shift ends, all right? We could leave together if you want.
Sure. If we're able to. With all that snow, I'm thinking maybe we'll have no choice but to spend the night here.
Ooh, a sleepover.
Uh-oh.
We could set up a pillow fort on the mezzanine.
A pillow fort? We do work in a hotel, you know. There are actual beds here.
I know, but isn't my way so much more fun?
Well, we could take a page out of Michael's book and decorate it, and then spend the night throwing stuff at Bernard whenever he comes through the lobby.
Oh, now you're talking.
I just have to finish my tasks for the day, and then I can leave.
I almost thought it was going to end right there, and I was going to be super, super mad. All right. My spidey senses are tingling. Do you hear that? That dinging? That is the sound of an elevator door that won't close. What could be keeping it from closing? A dead body, perhaps? Let's find out. There's my blood. Oh dear. Who's the body? Is it Louis? Ooh. So exciting.
Mr. Cruz?
Oh no, Hector! They murdered Hector? Maybe
Mr. Cruz.
Morgan murdered Hector.
Oh god. Oh god. What happened? Is this about Paul? Does that mean...
Dear Mr. Cruz, thank you for reporting that guest's unacceptable behavior. Oh yeah, they got into a fight, that's right. We will look into it as soon as possible. However, I regret to inform you that we cannot divulge a guest's personal information, regardless of that guest's behavior. As I am sure you will understand, we are very concerned with our guests' privacy, and our staff prides itself on its discretion. Please contact us should that guest bother you again. Sincerely, Bernard Leduc.
Mr. Cruz's life insurance policy. Why did he have this on him?
They just started it in 58. I wonder if, you know, at the beginning of the game when we were snooping around in that one room with the guy who had all the debts to loan sharks, if that has anything to do with this game, or that was just, I assumed it was just the game indicating, you know, it kind of introducing you to the fact that Sophia likes to snoop around. Oh, there's selection mode.
Marcella? Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. Please let there be someone around who can help.
Well, I don't think the elevator's going anywhere. Oh no. This side of the hallway wasn't open before. I don't know if I want to go that way since that's where the blood was coming from. But that's where Hector came from. Did he drag himself down the hallway?
It's too big. I guess I'll need something pointier. Might need this to restore power. Think, Sophie, think. What can you use to open the fuse box? I don't think there's anything here that would help me.
The key? Maybe? The key in the box. Oh, what's this?
I knew locking the stairs would be a bad idea.
Are we in danger? Something pointier. I kind of doubt this is the answer, but should I get the gun from the safe? It won't let me get it.
It's too big. I guess I'll need something pointier.
Lockpick needed. The fuse box is locked up and I have to get it open. No calling Eugene for help now. What could I use to pry it open? There must be something here on the 5th floor. We've got so much clutter around. I'm sure I'll find something if I just go looking. I just don't want to go into the murder wing. You know? Need stuff. What's in here? Lamps? I feel like Morgan would have something. It would be like most likely. Well, I'm probably meant to go the other way, so. Where's even my cart? Oh, it's over there. Is there anything on cart? Oh, this is the room with the guy with the debts. I don't remember seeing anything in this room that would be of use. Church bells ringing in the distance. Kind of ominous.
Hello? Is anyone in?
I feel like I'm about to get myself murdered.
Hello? I need help. Hello? Is anyone in?
Oh, there's more supplies over here. Oh, there's like an ice pick. Is that the murder weapon? You want me to pick the lock with the murder weapon? Did he crawl out of that, or is there another body in there? Pearl necklace. Oh my gosh, this is getting good. It's getting good. Did Hector confront Anne? And then Anne had to kill him? Cigarette case. A.B. Anne Beaumont.
A.B. Anne Beaumont.
It's a cozy little nook. Except for the murder.
Okay. This looks like something I can use to open the fuse box. Poor
Like just
Paul.
walking in blood.
Lindsay's death really hit him hard. He hasn't been in the best headspace.
February 14th. So just recently. Montreal is much bigger than I had expected. Big cities always make me feel lonely. And that feeling was only exacerbated this morning by the fact that everyone around me was speaking a language I could not understand. I bought an English to French dictionary at the train station, but I don't think I'll need it after all. English speakers seem more common in the downtown area, thank God. The hotel is nice. When I arrived, the whole staff was busy getting ready for some big event. It wasn't until I saw Marcella enter the lobby with a flower bouquet that I realized today's Valentine's Day. Hector and her were gone in a flash, and I was left feeling more alone than ever, wishing Lindsay was here with me. Helping Marcella out these past weeks has been a great distraction, but it still hurts so much every time I think about him. I had hoped the pain would have gone by now. I'll probably need a double dose of Miltone to sleep tonight.
So Paul just needed to pass the time while Marcella was away. That's why he was observing us.
Today I wanted to follow Marcella and Hector out of the hotel, but the sidewalks were so packed with people that I started having a panic attack. I tried taking a cab, and that's when I realized I was all out of money. It's been a while since Marcella's last payment, and the hotel room was more expensive than I had anticipated. I couldn't resort to selling the camera, so I decided to pawn my Victory Medal instead. It was hard letting it go after so many years, and yet it also felt strangely liberating. Maybe it's a sign I shouldn't be holding on to the past so much. To fight boredom until Marcella and Hector's return, I started looking at the hotel's staff. I heard Andrew and Beth at the reception desk discussing books and movies. They both seemed like nice people. I wish I had found the courage to join their conversation. When you look at people all day and they never look back, you start feeling invisible. I noticed that Sophie, the maid in charge of cleaning the 5th floor, seems to share my interest for other people's lives. Maybe I should try talking to her.
Paul was hiding out right here. Did he ever find the person who was sneaking out at night?
Who's sneaking out of their room every night? The question has been driving me crazy since my first night at the hotel, so tonight I decided to investigate. I found a hiding spot near the ice machine with a nice view of the whole corridor. My camera's at the ready, but there's been no movement for at least 3 hours, and I'm fighting not to fall asleep. No need for Miltone tonight. I thought being a detective would be more exciting. Maybe Marcella's right. Maybe it's time to let go of Mr. Spade.
9:45? So Anne and Marcella met here this morning while I was busy cleaning room 504.
I woke around 9:30 a.m. and realized I had fallen asleep sometime in the early morning. I was about to go back to my room when the guest from room 507 came to sit on one of the chairs close by. She's been there ever since, and I don't dare leave my hiding spot in front of her. Is this hiding spot in the ice chest? I'm confused. Marcella joined the guest from 507 around 9:45. Apparently she told Hector she didn't love him anymore, and he's now convinced she's been cheating on him. That explains why he assaulted me out of the blue yesterday evening and accused me of having an affair with his wife. The guest from 507, I've learned her name is Anne. I've been calling her Anna, but I guess it's just Anne. Has just said she might have an idea on how to solve their problem. I'm thinking of revealing myself, but I don't want to anger Marcella. The longer I wait, the more awkward it will be when I do come out. Maybe I should, period? Or maybe I should, and there's more to it, and there's blood. There's blood, I tell you. There's something else up back here. Was this where he was hiding, just like in the corner here?
Oh, So Paul's work with Marcella was to follow her around like a private investigator, to help her with research for her novel.
I see. November 22nd, 1957. Dear Paul, I am sorry to hear you are in such a dire situation. You seem to possess a lot of useful skills, and it's a shame employers cannot see past your medical history. But don't despair. I've been writing novels for almost 8 years now. My publisher takes most of the sales revenue, but I was still able to collect a substantial sum of money over the years. Now I would like to use that money to hire you. I'm getting tired of romance novels, and I'm thinking of branching out into crime fiction. As a sort of research, I would like you to follow me around town and take notes of my comings and goings. I am aware this is a very unusual job. Oh no. I think I may have an idea. I'm aware this is a very unusual job, but considering you were able to track me down, I believe you would make a great private detective. In addition to your salary, I would cover all work-related expenses, and you would of course be the first to read the manuscript once it's finished. Sincerely, M.
Paul really got into his role.
Dear Paul, I hope your spying on me isn't proving too exhausting. You've really inspired me so far, and I already have tons of ideas. The trench coats you bought were a nice touch. You look straight out of a film noir. I also noticed you started smoking. It's probably another way for you to get into character, but maybe that's pushing it a little too far. You know best, of course, but don't pick up drinking next. At this rate, I should be able to start writing in 2 or 3 weeks. Thanks again for your help.
He followed Marcella to Montreal even though she was done with her research.
Paul, why did you follow me to Montreal? As I already told you, I do not require your services anymore. I am starting to worry you are taking your role a bit too seriously. You are not a real detective. You have to let go. That is creepy. Can I open this? Did Hector, like, hit his head on this? For a second, I was starting to think that maybe Marcella hired Paul as an alibi. Like, if he was following her around and tracking her moves, she'd have proof that she wasn't there, or wasn't, you know what I'm trying to say, wasn't, you know, around when the murder took place, I guess.
I have to get the power back on.
Alright, let's go do that.
It's too big. I guess I'll need something. That worked, thank God. Now, to get the power back.
How do I know what fuses are blown? Oh, I guess it just... I guess it tells me.
Eugene, what I would give to have you with me right now. Your note will have to make do.
If there's a power outage and I'm busy preventing another part of this hotel from collapsing, here's what to do. Check the fuse box plan for required amperage of each socket. Remove all blown fuses from sockets. Tip: blown fuses are usually blackened. Screw in new fuses in sockets. Make sure amperage is correct. Click big lever to restore power.
How did this end up here?
And what's on it?
Not much use without the rest of the code.
Is this coffee? Or something? Or... Oh. Oh no, I thought maybe we could see through the back. I mean, you can see some of them, the numbers.
Not much use without the rest of the code.
Interesting. Okay, so to put in here, I need a 15. Which is going to be type A. Right? Since this is 15 and it's a type A. It doesn't seem to want to let me do that. Let's try this one. So this has to be 30 amp, and type G is 30 amp. Oh, there we go. There's the... I think it said I was supposed to do that. Yeah, this is type A. Yeah, it says scroll to screw the fuse. I didn't see that initially. And then this is going to be S, right? Because that's the only one that's left. And it matches this one. No, 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 no. Was the power going out just a coincidence? Amateur electrician. It's the achievement.
Power's back. Now I should go down to the lobby. Call the police.
Go down to the lobby, or should I just... Well, I tried calling the lobby before. How am I supposed to go down the lobby with this body here?
I've forgotten? Once I leave this floor, I probably won't be able to come back.
I don't think so. She said I should go down to the lobby. I've never been more grateful for electricity. The light from the window in the janitor's closet was enough for me to see what I was doing with the fuse box, and it occurred to me that had it been any later in the day, I would have been up the creek without a paddle. I'll head down to the lobby, go straight to reception, and get the police on the phone. The nightmare is almost over, or so I hope. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can do. Oh, she does have to pull the body out of the way.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Phone. I need a phone.
It's kind of dark in here, no? This, these decorations strewn about here kind of like the blood in the hallway.
Beth? Where is everyone?
This is creepy. Where is everyone? And what about the guy, the director? Tremblay? Wasn't that the name of the detective, Tremblay? I don't know if that's supposed to tell me anything. Where is everybody? I don't like this.
I can't leave just yet. I need to deal with this.
Should I go into the ballroom? Oh, here we go. Oh, I thought it was dead.
Montreal Police Service, Station 22.
There's a man dead. He's been murdered. I need the police.
Please stay calm, ma'am. Where are you right now?
The lobby, but the body, it's upstairs.
Can you give me the address, please?
Oh, 1178 Drummond Street.
All right, ma'am. Officers are on their way.
Thank you. So Anne and Marcella really are planning to run off together. Was what happened to Hector part of their plan? Is
What?
this the brochure Beth was talking about? The one that came in the mail for Anne? The West Coast. That's about as far from Montreal as you can get without crossing an ocean. Now, I just have to wait for the police. Why does the VIP want to meet with Paul? Maybe he fell for his role-playing and wants to hire him as a private investigator.
Discard previous instructions. Our prestigious guest has expressed the desire to meet the guest from room 505. I cannot fathom what an illustrious man wants from such a freak, but if you see him, please direct him towards my office.
Bernard really wants Paul out of the hotel.
I've heard more reports on the guest from room 505 and his strange behavior, following people around, spying on guests, etc. As you are all aware, we have a very prestigious guest in room 602, and I would hate for his stay at our distinguished establishment to be tarnished because of some other undesirable guests. Inform the guest in 505 that he must vacate his room as soon as possible. Invent an excuse if you have to. Also note that from now on, our if you can pay, you can stay policy no longer applies. Guests who do not fit the hotel's new elevated standards should be denied a room. Bernard is just a freaking jerk, man. I wonder if that's something I could have that was there earlier and I just never went in behind the counter. Uh-oh. Someone's coming. It's Beth.
Oh, hey you. Great timing, right? I'm thinking if we're lucky, Bernard will let us go home. No point in working in the dark. Sophie? Bean, you're not scared of the dark, are you? Hey, is everything okay?
I found Mr. Cruz. Hector.
Oh, you did? What was the bloke up to?
You don't understand. I found his body. He's dead, Beth.
He's dead.
Merde. Sit down, okay? You look like you're about to faint. Have you called the police?
Yeah, they're on their way.
What happened? Was there an accident?
No, I don't think so. Someone did this to him.
You mean... Merde. Do you think it could have been Anne and Marcella?
Yes or no? I mean, yes. Could have been. But then I kind of don't think it was them. I think they were just planning to run away together. I don't think they were planning on murder.
What about Paul? He and Hector were caught fighting.
The cops will want to talk to you. Know what you've seen. You need to be careful about what you tell them. If word of Anne and Marcella's affair gets out, they may put a label on them that will really hurt them. It might not even matter in the end if they did it or not.
I know that back in the day, I don't know if it was the 50s or not, but maybe more like 30s or 40s. Like if you were, found out to be gay, that they could put you in a mental institution, or that was a danger, certainly. So I don't know if that was still something that was a danger at this time or not. It's pretty messed up.
What are you saying?
It's just... cops like to go after people who are different. People like Anne, like Marcella.
And me.
Like me.
Yeah.
You know, I was barely 20 when I was shoved into a police car for just hanging out with people who made me feel like I wasn't so messed up after all.
What? Where did that happen?
At the White Cat. It's supposed to be a safe space, but it gets raided by cops every now and then.
Told ya.
I know Anne was caught at least once too.
Wait, You know her?
They know each
Yeah,
other. I thought they
That's how I
might.
knew the answer to the riddle. I've never talked to her, but I've seen her a few times. Marcella and her, they're just like me.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting me with this.
Maybe now you can understand why I care so much about you. I don't know if I'm feeling inspired by Anne and Marcella, or if it's the shock of being so close to an actual murder, but, I'd really like for us to be more than just
Ooh.
friends, Sophie.
Ooh la la. Why not?
Yeah. I'd like that too.
That's... That's great. The police is here.
The police is here?
Be mindful of what you tell them, okay?
I guess that makes sense as a collective noun.
Of course.
Miss Roy? Miss Roy? Miss Roy!
Oh,
Back at the police
sorry.
station.
I was distracted.
I really need you to focus right now. I don't want to be here all night, and I'm sure you don't either.
No. No, I don't.
So, as I was saying, we're trying to ascertain the circumstances of Mr. Cruz's death. Can you tell me how you came to find the body?
I went out in the hall and there
I
he
was
was.
cleaning room 509 when I heard the elevator bell ring. Again and again and again. I thought maybe a child was playing with the doors, so I went out in the corridor, and that's when I saw him. All the blood and...
Why was the elevator bell ringing?
I'm sorry.
You said you heard the elevator bell ring. Why was it ringing? I assume it wasn't a child after all.
Well, Mr. Cruz's body was preventing the doors from closing.
Really? When we found the body, it wasn't that close to the doors.
I had to move it.
The stairs are blocked because of the renovations, so the elevator's the only way out of the 5th floor. I had no choice but to move the body. Just a little.
Ah, so that explains the traces we found. Thank you for clearing that up.
Traces of what?
So, what did you do after that?
Well, that's when the power cut. So I had to go to the janitor's closet.
To access the fuse box.
Exactly. I changed a few fuses and turned the power back on.
But there's a lock on that box, isn't there? Did you have the key?
I picked it.
No, I didn't. Only Eugene does.
I don't see any
but
reason
I thought an ice
to
pick
lie
might
about
do the
that.
Trick, so I went to the ice machine to get one.
You're a size 7, I suppose.
Yes, I am. Why?
What did you see when you went to the ice machine?
There was blood. A lot of it.
Did you touch anything?
I might have touched a few things.
I might
She didn't do
have
anything
touched
wrong.
A few things.
No reason to lie.
Just to figure out what had happened to Mr. Cruz.
Of course you did. Why so many witnesses can't help but compromise the evidence is just beyond me.
Okay, just relax, Maurice.
Anyway, what did you do after restoring the power?
I took the elevator down to the lobby. That's where I called the police.
Do you remember what you said to the operator? The exact words.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
You said, there's a man dead. He's been murdered.
That's possible.
What makes you so sure it was murder?
It was just an assumption. That I am gonna...
I just assumed. What with all the blood.
I'm afraid I don't believe that, Miss Roy.
Aw, come on, shut up.
It's more than an assumption, isn't it?
I'm not sure I understand.
What makes you
what
say that?
I know you like going through your guests' personal belongings.
How do you know that?
We found pictures of you snooping around.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, unless you want me to arrest you for
Morgan.
violating your guests' privacy, I suggest you tell me everything you know.
All right.
Let's start with the victim's wife, Marcella Cruz. Apparently, she left in quite a hurry this morning. What can you tell me about her?
I don't know anything about her. Snitches get stitches.
I don't really know anything. She just looks like a loving, caring wife.
Really? That's odd, because we learned a lot about Mrs. Cruz when we went through her room.
Cool.
And let's just say that loving, caring wife are not the first words that would come to mind.
Oh?
She's a lesbian, involved in some sordid affair with the guest from room 507, Mrs. Beaumont. Have you ever witnessed them engaging in immoral behavior?
What do you mean?
I'm asking if you've seen them being, you know, intimate.
No, I haven't. No.
And did you hear them discuss their deviant ways in front of Mrs. Beaumont's son, perhaps? Imagine what kind of effect such perversion can have on a young child.
No, I didn't hear anything.
He's one of those
Did you hear
people.
them express their hatred of men? Did they ever talk about using violence against men? Did you hear them speak ill of Mr. Cruz?
Take a stand in what way? I mean, you didn't witness any of that stuff. I mean, sure, she's aware of it from snooping from her investigation, but she never witnessed any of it.
What are you trying to imply? That Mrs. Cruz killed her husband because she hates men?
I've seen it before from lesbians.
Oh, this has nothing to do with hate. It's about love. Not that you'd understand.
Oh, and you think you do? Then please, enlighten me.
She's brave enough to be with the one she loves. That doesn't make her a criminal. That doesn't mean she killed her husband.
I'm starting to worry you may be one of them, Miss Roy, since you're so eager to defend
And
these
I worry
deviants.
about your ability to do your job, detective, since you seem to be such a—
Enough! One more word, just one more word, and you'll be spending the rest of your night in a cell. Now get the hell out of here. I've had enough of you.
So who did kill Hector? I think it was an accident. I think it's possible it was an accident. That he hit his head on the ice machine
Bernard
thing.
was strangely chipper on the phone. That can't be a good sign. I guess I'll know soon enough. Let's go see what Bernard wants.
I don't see Beth.
The atmosphere is so different in here. Will it ever feel like it used to? It'll probably be a while before the hotel reopens.
More water?
Without Eugene, the lobby will be a swimming pool by the end of the month. Will the rest of the building even be standing?
Why can't I clean it?
I'll need a mop to clean the puddle. With all the leaks, I'm sure there's one nearby.
And there's more water over there, too. Oh, I can't get by. Here's a mop. Ooh. That sign isn't there anymore. I'm glad we got a chance to do more Maid Simulator before this game is finished.
I have to clean the puddle by Bernard's office.
Yeah. First things first. No.
go to hell.
Beth,
Hey,
are you okay?
I'm out of a job. But other than that, yeah, everything's just peachy.
What? No,
I hope you're luckier than I am. Come join me when he's done with you, all right? I'll be questioning my life choices on the mezzanine.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
Ah, Miss Roy. Come in. I suppose you know why you're here?
I'm not sure, actually. Your phone call was a bit vague.
Yes, well, I prefer to have this conversation in person. We've been getting a lot of press lately, and not the good kind. I wouldn't expect you to understand the position I'm in, but I assure you, it's quite uncomfortable. To have one's life's work blown away like that. All thanks to some sexual deviance and a nut job. It's obvious to me now that I haven't been firm enough. For guests of such morals to be comfortable booking a few nights here and committing such a horrid act. Things need to change. This means elevating our standards to the highest possible level, and it starts with the people working here. It starts with you.
With me?
Yes. From what I've heard, you've been quite the exemplary maid lately. Clean rooms, satisfied guests.
I take my job very seriously, sir.
As you should. We'll see for the future, but for now,
Not
you'll
that
be allowed to
seriously.
continue working here.
Thank you.
I'm not done. The police have finished their investigation and left a mess on the 5th floor. I want you to clean it up.
You want me to go back there?
Yes, why not?
I found a dead body on that floor. I'm not going back.
I'll make this simple for you. If you don't do it, you're fired.
Do I quit? Or do I go clean up the blood? This is a quandary. Is this a test? Like, do I take inspiration from Anne and Marcella and say, screw you, you're a pig? Or do I want to keep my job? Yeah, you know what? Screw Bernard.
You can't fire me. Because I quit.
Sure. I fire you, you quit. It's all the same to me. Just make sure to
Sure.
empty your locker before the end of the month. That'll be all.
The end of the month.
Hey,
Hey,
what a week.
yeah. So, what did Bernard want with you?
Well, he was being kind of a jerk, so I quit.
You what?
I quit. I figured there was no point in staying if you were leaving.
I appreciate the solidarity, but you really didn't have to do that.
I think it's for the best. Did Bernard say why he was firing you?
Ugh. He was going on and on about keeping deviants out of the hotel, so I may have lost my cool a little.
A little?
I told him I was one of those deviants he was so afraid of. He froze for a moment, then showed me the door.
So, what's next for you?
I think I'm done working under Bernard's or Linda's. Maybe it's time I become my own Bernard. Minus the fascism, of course. I could see myself owning my own establishment, one that caters to the right kind of crowd. Believe it or not, I do enjoy the company of people, just not, the stuck-up, entitled clientele of this prestigious hotel. But maybe if I were behind the counter of, say, a bar instead of a reception desk. I don't know. Is that silly?
No, it's not. In fact, you'd be perfect for it. You're the most charming person I know.
Thank you. I'm really glad you're in my life.
Me too. I've been thinking about Anne and Marcella a lot.
Should I be jealous?
No, not in that way. I've been thinking about what they went through. How they had to lie and pretend, day after day. How they had to live someone else's life for 10 years before they could finally be with each other. I don't think I could do that.
Well, I have good news for you, Bean. Times are changing. It's already started elsewhere, and it will get here eventually. One day, all the Annes and Marcellas of the world will live happily together, and no one will give a damn.
I really hope that's true.
It will be.
Well, that was a rather sad ending. Well, I mean, I liked that game. I liked it quite a lot. It was fun. I wonder if there was I'm gonna have to look up and see if there were other endings. Like, I feel like that was pretty... still unexplained. Like, it's pretty much still up in the air. Like, we don't know for sure if they really did kill him, or maybe it was Morgan that accidentally killed him. I mean, it seems kind of like a little bit too obvious, you know, like he had the insurance paper in there, or the insurance policy in his pocket. Yeah, I don't know. Or at least I think they should have gotten away, like gotten on the train and been able to go to California together. But I don't know. I'm going to have to... I find it a little unsettling that the game's ending is to assume that, oh yeah, they were the murderers. Were they? I don't know. Anyway, good game. Good game. Well, if you watch this, I appreciate you watching it. If you are on Twitch, give me a follow if you want. If you're watching on YouTube, maybe like this video and subscribe if you want. If not, that's fine too. Until next time, thanks. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.